it. So this, it contains some type of oil, food grade oil or industrial oil of some type, but it's viscous. So in order to get it to flow out of the cargo container, they wrap it in steam and try to reduce the viscosity. You open up the top, you open up the valve on the bottom, and you drain it out. So what we think, or is pretty sure happened, is that they didn't open up the valve on top correctly. However, there were no witnesses. The fact of the accident itself kind of closed all that. It made it where we couldn't really interpret precisely what happened. So I put on all of these, if we didn't issue citations, why? We did not issue citations because we could improve it. So our findings were inconclusive, but you can be reasonably positive that they didn't open up the top and vented at the top. All right, we got a fall. I'm trying to be as accurate to everybody as I can. This company claims trade secrets on everything, so I AI generated an image because technology is pretty amazing. But this is a reasonable facsimile of what existed at the time. 36-year-old male. He's doing integrity inspections at that work site. He came down from another location. They gave him a ride up to the top, the platform that they wanted him to inspect. So at the time, he has a double lanyard. I got a picture of those off to the right. For those of you that aren't familiar, double lanyard allows you to be tied off, then tie off to something else, then untie. So at no point are you ever unsecured. So he never tied off to the basket. And then when he was stepping up off the basket onto the platform, he never tied off to the platform either. It was misleading because it had pretty much standard steel decking almost all across. But where he stepped out and where he stepped onto, for whatever reason, there was no decking. It didn't exist. Maybe out of his peripheral vision, he thought it was there, so he just stepped off onto nothing and fell 30 or so feet to his death. So again, what could we have done? I mean, he definitely had the equipment on him to protect himself. Maybe the people that run that facility take a look at why didn't we have decking there, or some clear indication that you shouldn't be stepping over this rail. Again, most fatalities, most accidents are always a few things going wrong at the same time. All right, we got a crush by. This is the 20-year-old male, fatally injured, directing traffic during a repaving project. I get so frustrated with myself, I can never remember what these machines are called, but they're the ones that chip up the street. They chip up the street before they're going to come around and put a new layer of asphalt on it. So they're chipping up the street. And this 20-year-old kid, he's, young man, this 20-year-old, he's trying to direct traffic, guide traffic. It's a very narrow street, so it's going to have a very narrow intersection. They've gone down one side of the street, they want to turn around so they can go back and go the other way, get the other side, like you're delivering mail or something like that, right? They want to go down the other side. He's standing, apparently, so that left photo right there, that gives you the view of the operator of that particular machine. Doesn't have great visibility. The young man didn't know enough, or wasn't told, or trained, didn't know enough, whatever reason, to step out where he could be seen more easily by the operator. So he was too close. You can see by the middle graphic that when those things are turning, those tracks will spill out past the profile, the overview profile of the machine. So we think it got caught up under one of those treads running over the victim. And again, this is a training. A thing that always rings out to me is like when you have younger folks in your facility, you got to remember they don't know what they don't know. So I always supervisors, you really need to be looking out for your new employees and making them aware of the hazards that exist in your workplace. I think there's a lot of assumptions to know exist.